Duong Dai Dong invited you. Yes, sir. Older brother Duong entrusted me to come. But I think next time they will still bother you. If you still need it, you can call me. Duong Dai Dong helped me. There must be a great benefit in collaborating. Otherwise, why would a lawyer be needed to protect me? This lawyer also cannot come here free of charge. Duong Dai Dong has no relationship with him. How do they charge a fee? This time it's complimentary. Next time will be charge. What is your annual income? 10 million. Then I will spend 20 million. Do you want to be the chief lawyer of my company? I hardly think much about it. One can say a word. Can you get me out of the police station? Absolutely powerful. Is a talent. Must hire at all costs. But Trin Quang did not react for a moment. Older brother Quan, what did you just say? I believe that he heard it. But I was misunderstood by the police for stealing gold. You should think. And can contact me anytime. I suddenly earn a lot of money. 100 million. Therefore, I did not repeat it. But they haven't investigated enough. Duong Dai Dong has hired lawyer Trin Quang for me. I see that he easily took me out of this situation. I decided to spend 20 million to hire him into my company. Duong Dai Dong received the news. Personally came to meet me. This surprises me a lot. Duong Dai Dong's attitude is a bit too good. What is the police station environment like? It's okay, but there's no tea. I didn't even drink a sip of boiled water. Trin Quang is a renowned versatile lawyer. Works at the department in the procuracy, involved in many lawsuits. Influential. This time it's out so quickly. I'd also like to thank you, Trin. It's nothing. It's a responsibility. I'd also like to thank Boss Duong for opening up this quality relationship. After some business discussions. 1302. I'll go straight to the point. Boss Duong, I want to thank you first for today's matter. I have a few things I want to ask you. Feel free. Luong Tu toned from the district office. Do you have any information about him? Duong Dai Dong and Trin Quang exchanged glances. It's really a coincidence. Nowadays, it's really hard to do business without any means. I also have some connections with the general department. This procedure was also issued by the general department. Older brother Quan, what do you want? It's nothing. Prepare something colorful for Li Quang. Li Group wants to play dirty tricks. Then I'll make an example of someone first. Duong Dai Dong said nothing. But Trin Quang asked, Mr. Quan, what do you want to do? Leave it for later. I looked at Trin Quang. Have you thought about what I said? What's going on? Older brother Quan wants to hire me as his personal lawyer. And the chief advisor of the company. An annual income of 20 million. At this moment, Duong Dai Dong beside me stood up and said, Lawyer Trin, do you trust him? Of course, I believe this. So, listen to me. Follow older brother Quan. Absolutely correct. I never misjudge people. He is a hero. Considering the age of older brother Min Quan now. A promising future. I didn't expect Duong Dai Dong to speak for me. I looked at Duong Dai Dong with gratitude. Therefore, I turned to Trin Quang and said, Boss Duong is the guarantor. Are you at ease, older brother? Older brother Quan, I am ready to accept your offer. I didn't expect to become an intermediary. Older brother Quan, how should you thank me? Duong Dai Dong doesn't know why he is like that. He feels that he is also betting. He bet on me. History proves it. Duong Dai Dong made the right bet. But that is a matter for later. I am very satisfied with Trin Quang's answer. Starting today, the official merger time takes effect. My company will be established soon. After that, we will sign the contract. What do you think, older brother? No problem. If there is any issue regarding the procedure, I can also resolve it. If it can be solved with money, then use it freely. But I want you to help me investigate about the private life of Li Quang and his son. Could it possibly be the precious metals industry? Brother, what are you planning to do? Actually, he has done this job before and understand the unwritten rules. After Trin Quang left, Duong Dai Dong asked, this job is similar to that of a private investigator. Trin Quang did not refuse. From now on, will we be competitors? I smiled and shook my head. How could I dare to become a competitor to Boss Duong? Furthermore, today Boss Duong has helped me a lot. I still don't know how to thank Boss Duong. My words dealt a blow to Duong Dai Dong. I definitely won't let this profit slip into other people's fields. Of course, it should be left to Boss Duong to handle. If there's anything interesting from my channel, this is exactly what he has been waiting for. At this time, Li Quang's villa in Trunghai City. Dad, look at that country bumpkin over there. Look at how he has bullied your son. I will paralyze his limbs. Shut up, always fighting. Who do you think you are? A champion boxer, perhaps? I'm fine, though. But Dad, he is someone reputable in the region. How could he get cocky like that? How can a country bumpkin become rich like that? Daring to provoke me time and again. Yesterday he even slapped you in the face. You are my son. How can you let others hit you and remain indifferent? I will let Ma Map teach those country bumpkins a lesson. Every day only knows how to fight. Do you forget that 2 years ago you were with Ma Map? Teach that guy a lesson. But can you really beat him to death? Do you know? This means Trin Quang still has the power to control us. Forget it. Li Quang waved. The voice fell silent. Go and clean everything up. Don't leave any trouble. One more night. Waking up in a 5-star hotel bed, I stretch out comfortably. After a night of thinking, finally decided to establish Vong Fat Company. Then I called Trin Quang. Let me prepare the procedures. But I want to establish more than just one company. At Vong Fat Department Store in Vong Fat Precious Metals is Cosmetics and Beauty. Vong Fat Restaurant, Vong Fat Apartment. Trin Quang was asked to register 5 companies at the same time. Older brother Quan, we have registered many companies. And different industries? Trin Quang expressed his concerns. I know that older brother Quan, you might want to get involved in many industries. But after successful registration, can query online, we can be pressured by many industries. Before the company stabilizes, creating more competitors is not a good thing. But I don't think so. You don't need to worry about this. After the procedures for these 5 companies are ready, external merger under the Vong Fad brand, establish our own group. Do you understand? Understood, sir. Before hanging up the phone, Trin Quang revealed some news to me. He has already investigated some private information about Luong Tu Tone. Personal information. How? With this evidence. Send it to Luong Tu Tone's superior office. At that time, the person sitting behind bars was him. I took a deep breath. I didn't expect that Trin Quang would be here so soon. Evidence can be found. You have an important role for him. Why? Older brother Quan, I already had this information before. But due to work reasons, I have never revealed that. If you also have the power to control me in the future. I was just joking. But Trin Quang is very professional. Older brother Quan, now you are my boss. If my future boss asks me to investigate you, I will also investigate. Oh, I see your point. So I have to hire you for life, right? Yes, I like your personality. 20 million a year. I can still afford it. I see Trin Quang is not speaking. I like hard-working people. 20 million is just the base salary. During the working process, if you have a significant contribution for me, at that point, this bonus will definitely be more generous than the base salary. Alright, I understand now. Boss, about that private information, I will submit it directly to the General Department office. Trin Quang hesitantly asked on the other end of the phone. I nodded. Just do it that way. After hanging up the phone, I felt refreshed immediately. The bribery information that Trin Quang obtained, after sending it to the General Department office, can imagine what will happen next. But Trin Quang has sent those documents to the General Department. It will take some time. There are other things to prepare during this stage. I used the magic basin to copy gold and earned 100 million. Prepare to start the business. Then, collaborate with my friend Hu Vy, to have him in charge of logistics. Spend 20 million to recruit Trin Quang, the elite lawyer, to have him manage the company's legal team. The next day I woke up in the presidential bed. I stretched comfortably and walked straight to the sales department. Find an apartment. Because what I was wearing was really very ordinary. After those sales managers looked at me, all did not care. I moved around the model. Before long, I fell in love with the detached villa. Tin Back Lake residence. Up high, overlooking the entire Tin Back Lake. All other aspects are the same. But only because of this geographical advantage. A house by Tin Back Lake costs 4 million more. The starting price of other villas is 28 million. Its only selling price is 32 million. Initially, I wanted to find a staff member. Ask for specific details. But before I finished speaking, the sales manager said impatiently, have you finished watching? Can I afford it? Why can't I afford it? I am confused. But the sales manager ignored me. Changed the smiling face. Meet someone else. Looks like a wealthy boss. Forget it. I calmed down a bit. Just when I was about to find someone to ask again. But I saw a familiar face in the frozen rock. Immediately walked away quickly. Tiu Qiu, what are you doing here? Min Quan, is that you? I nodded. Said very casually. Just call me Quan. Why did you come here and change jobs? I'm thinking. Tiu Qiu has been at store 45. Sell me the car for 1.5 million. The commission should be very high. There is no reason to change jobs. My store has partnered with this real estate project. There are not enough salespeople here. Should ask me to come help. Well, that's how it is. Why do you speak so gently? After that, Tiu Qiu introduced to me the pros and cons of these villas. You go ahead and introduce them to me. I happen to come to see the house. I have also made a detailed comparison myself. In the end, I chose building 13. But the 4 million premium for one building is no joke. I have calculated. If possible, I can buy both buildings. In the future, I just need others to know I am in this building. It's enough to know my capabilities. But there is another reason. That's building 13 on this side and building 1 on the other side of the lake. Later, I will buy a speedboat. Sir, it only takes 4 or 5 minutes to cross the entire Tin Back Lake. That must be extremely pleasant. Thinking of this, I burst out laughing. Tiu Qiu looked at me and smiled like a fool. She couldn't help but ask. Older brother Quan, what are you laughing about? Wait, why am I smiling? I'm thinking about buying both building 1 and building 13. Isn't that wonderful? Buy another speedboat and commute back and forth every day. And also, don't call me sir. Just call me by my name. No need to talk too seriously. Miss Qiu. Hey, my words made Tiu Qiu blush again. Especially what I just said. She just looked up. When these 4 eyes meet, Tiu Qiu's ears turned red. But Tiu Qiu quickly reacted. Surprised and asked what he just said. You want to buy the entire building 1 and building 13, it must be dry. That's right. By the way, speedboats are allowed in the lake, right? Before Tiu Qiu could remember, the former sales manager looked down on me. He looked at me with a contemptuous gaze. Speak directly to Tiu Qiu in a commanding tone. She just arrived here. Not familiar with the rules. Come to my office and get the key to building 13. The client needs to see the house in person. But I am consulting this gentleman here? This gentleman. She thinks he is capable. Go quickly, don't waste time. This time it is the sales director. Treating Tiu Qiu like a servant. Asking to buy 2 sets again. Can you afford it? House consulting. Don't you see she's advising me? Are you calling the servant? What's going on? I immediately stepped up and grabbed Tiu Kiu's arm. It makes me very unhappy. Tiu Ha, the sales manager, just finished speaking. The middle-aged man in a gray pinstripe suit turned back as well. He looked at me with a mocking expression and smiled. Young people, please don't waste my time. You are still young. Not being able to buy your own house is normal. But why did you grab the saleswoman's hand? It would be terrible if this is exploitation. Tiu Kiu explained. I know this gentleman. Alright, stop talking. Go get the keys. For this reason, Tiu Kiu began to feel embarrassed. Wait, she's mine. No need to listen to you. I grabbed Tiu Kiu, facing the gaze of the sales manager and Tianvin Zong. Not a step back. You want to call security, right? Before the sales manager could finish speaking, I handed my bank card to Tiu Kiu. Just swipe the card. I want building 1 and building 13. Help me with the procedures. Tiu Kiu was stunned for a moment. She didn't expect me to buy it right away. The total starting price for the 2 villas is 60 million. A regular debit card for young people. Buying 2 villas for a total price of 60 million. Tianvin Zong couldn't help but laugh when he saw my card. He immediately pulled out the card. That is a gold VIP card. See, assets worth several tens of millions. The bank will issue you this VIP card. I guess your debit card has a limit. Dilemma. Tiu Kiu looked at me. The gaze became complicated. I spoke decisively to Tiu Kiu. Just swipe the card. Money for me right now. It's really just something very mundane. If you spend all the money, just sell a bit of gold. No need to work hard. With my words, Tiu Kiu nodded. I need to sign the contract right now. At this moment, Tianvin Zong stood up. Wait, building 13 is the one I liked first. You can't buy it. The sales manager also stood up. He spoke to Tiu Kiu in a harsh tone. Building 13 is my responsibility. Tiu Kiu, what do you mean? Tiu Kiu is starting to get into trouble again. I am sitting on the sofa. Look up and raise an eyebrow. You said you take responsibility for this building. As far as I know, whoever pays first gets it. My words made Tianvin Zong look a bit embarrassed. At this moment, the sales manager quickly spoke up. Sign the contract right now. Boss, are you okay with this? I still have a small payment to make today. Not enough money. Listen to this. I can't help but laugh. Who is pretending to be rich here? If you don't have money, just say it. Hey, I need to sign here, right? Alright, I've signed one of the contracts. Tianvin Zong's complexion is extremely ugly. Have been impatient. Step forward and take my hand. Wait a moment. Who knows, maybe you don't have any money, you're buying on credit. If you're so good, then swipe the card. I frown. Feeling offended. Immediately push Tianvin Zong's hand away. How do you know I don't have money? I swipe 60 million. You will call me dad, okay? Tianvin Zong is angry. But appearances still matter. Agree without a second thought. If you spend 60 million, I will call you dad. I really didn't expect that. Being a father at such a young age. I don't think much. Just hand the card to Tiu Kiu. Swipe the card for me. Tiu Kiu holds the card in her hand. Find the card swiper. Without hesitation. Receive the card directly. Swipe it on the machine. Bank message received. 60 million yuan. No one thought I would spend 60 million on a house. Everyone present was shocked. The people coming to view. Look at me, dressed so poorly. The moment the beep sounded. There has been ongoing discussion for a while. Does this young man really have 60 million? It doesn't hurt at all to see him swipe 60 million. It seems there's more than just 60 million. I don't know where the young master comes from. This move is too generous. I know Tianvin Zong. It seems I've bumped into some young master. The boss, quite wealthy, is in trouble today. I don't care about these voices. But to Tianvin Zong, he calls me dad. Very caring. Liver color. Very ugly. He looks at me. A bit hard to believe. Even if he spent 28 million to buy a villa. Had to think a lot. Older brother Quan, the contract has been signed. Now let me take you to see the house. Wait a minute. I did not leave. On the contrary, looking towards Vin Zon. Leaning against the sofa waiting. I remember someone just said, if I pay 60 million, he calls me dad. Talking. I look like I'm standing aside. Tianvin Zong was extremely embarrassed, smiling. Surely Mr. Tian has forgotten this. As soon as this announcement was made, the noise around me started to get louder. Is there anything interesting to watch? Tianvin Zong wouldn't dare to call anyone father. Right. Tianvin Zong is still a big figure after all. Calling this young man, father. From now on, how can I dare to go outside? I think this young man is also a big player. No translation available. Maybe he is also the young master of a large corporation. Spending 60 million without blinking an eye. Upon seeing Tianvin Zong, he just remained silent. I raised my eyebrow again and said, Boss Tian, did you really break your promise? I have spent all my money. Hey, when I go out today, cross the overpass to ask the fortune teller. He said that my destiny is to become a father. I think this is a curse. I scolded the fortune teller right then. Now it seems like he is right. When I return, I just have to give the fortune teller an envelope. My words, causing those nearby to burst out laughing. Tiu Kiu also couldn't help but laugh. But Tianvin Zong's complexion was not good like that. What do you mean? Tianvin Zong, after all, I'm an influential person. You know you are an influential person, right? If you're an important figure, you must keep your word. After saying that, I turned around. Close your eyes and say, I will enjoy it. Don't you dare dream. Tian Vin Zong said stingily. You want me to call you dad? You don't meet the qualifications yet. So Boss Tian wants to back out of the deal. Everyone heard that. Boss Tian talks the talk but can't walk the walk. To be honest, it seems I don't have much luck. Hey, my family is really unlucky. Good job. No one dares to speak to me like this. This isn't over yet. After saying these harsh words, Tian Vin Zong waved goodbye as he left. You see, Tian Vin Zong ran away just as expected. He must be really upset. Being played like this, it's hard to say. This young man has certainly offended Tian Vin Zong. It will definitely be a target in the future. That's right, Tian Vin Zong has quite an extensive network. Narrow-minded. Tiu Qiu was still shocked and amazed. I have called her many times. You are really beautiful. I feel the same. Then Tiu Qiu showed me the actual house. I didn't know what to say for a moment. Tiu Qiu's face was flushed. Do you miss your boyfriend? What's going on? Asked casually. I noticed she was losing focus. I don't have a boyfriend yet. Oh, let's go see the house. Only then did she react. You are the only one worthy of being my boyfriend. I dozed off, mocking Tiu Qiu. Her face instantly turned as red as an apple. Hey, why don't you say anything? I don't have Mr. Quan. I am serious. I have said, don't call me Mr. Quan. Call me by my name, Tiu Qiu. Is this convenient? Tiu Qiu lowered her head. Her voice is also lovely. The more I hear, the happier I feel. What's going on? If I say yes, then yes. How much do you earn each month? Listen to my question. Tiu Qiu's expression immediately changed. Because of the bosses she has met. Before suggesting to keep her, they always ask her how much she earns in a month. Then he offered a price several times higher. Is he also like that? Tiu Qiu said gently. 4,000 plus commission. Besides, there's also a bonus. About the trivial thoughts in Tiu Qiu's mind, I really don't know what to think. When asked about the salary, little girls have many things on their minds. So, I'm not thinking much about it right now. So, how much is the total? Why are you such a person? Tiu Qiu looked at me with complete disappointment. Even her eyes were red. I thought your kindness was genuine. I thought you were different from those perverts. But why did you ask such a question? After saying that, she really started to cry sobbing. I looked at Tiu Qiu with a confused face. The pervert. You would say again that. She immediately realized that she had been overthinking. When I told him how much salary I get monthly, why have I become a pervert? Not even a single word was right. Telling me not to go to work. He is like middle-aged men. It's just that they have families. The series of words from Tiu Qiu. How much money do you need for me to support you? But after saying that, Tiu Qiu looked at me with a confused expression. Not at all. She quickly covered her mouth and apologized hastily. I'm sorry. Older brother Quan, I didn't mean to say those words. You are not that kind of person. Now I'm even more confused. I don't understand what Tiu Qiu is up to. Why play such a difficult game? Or is there a tumor in the skull? A really beautiful girl. Why be so foolish at a young age? You calm down first. I'm not making it hard for Tiu Qiu and will continue. Think about what you just said. Explain it to me again. Why am I the pervert? Tiu Qiu hesitated. She hasn't said anything for a long time. This is too embarrassing, and I won't say that. I said it in a cheerful way. If you don't tell me, I will complain to your company. I had no choice but to speak my mind. Tiu Qiu frantically grabbed my hand. Don't, stop, and I will tell you. After hearing Tiu Qiu explain, I was shocked. She thinks I ask about her salary to support her. That's what I just thought. I don't directly blame Tiu Qiu. Tiu Qiu is a very smart girl. You shouldn't make such a mistake. Then ask, has anything unpleasant happened recently? Tiu Qiu initially also refused to say anything. Later, in a fit of anger, she only accidentally mentioned it. It turns out since that day, after Tiu Qiu sold me the car worth 1.5 million, she has always been unpopular with her colleagues, especially the sales champion Feng Quan, although the store manager has agreed. Ida. And you will also receive a commission on this month's sales. But later, she was transferred here to sell houses. Assign her a regular job next month. Pressure with the manager. If Tiu Qiu had not been transferred, then he will leave. Even though Tiu Qiu sold me the car worth 1.5 million. But after all, she is still a newcomer. To put it bluntly, it's just luck. Little sales experience. Compared to the sales champion. I apologize for my actions. I'm sorry. Those who understand can recognize the clear difference. Furthermore, there was another chubby middle-aged boss yesterday. I just realized that Tiu Qiu hasn't been happy lately. Hearing Tiu Qiu say this. So Tiu Qiu is a bit sensitive about this. Additionally, there are some emotional issues. You request to protect Tiu Qiu when preparing to buy a villa. It's not reasonable at all. Older brother Quan, could you please not complain about me? Which one is more important? I wave my hand. Signal to Tiu Qiu. It's okay, I won't file a complaint against you. These are the norms of the workplace. She is the new one. Of course, people will bully her. I truly have good intentions. I want to ask Tiu Qiu how much her monthly salary is. I want to hire Tiu Qiu as my assistant. But clearly now is not a good time to bring up this issue. I am not a rude person. Think about this. I decided immediately. Decided to choose a day. I invite Tiu Kiu to be my assistant. After the two of them talked for a while, Tiu Kiu's mood gradually improved. I said goodbye to Tiu Kiu and returned to the city. Spend 60 million to buy a villa. I still have over 70 million in my account but cannot spend it. The two villas only cost half the money. Not to mention, in the urban area, build a large open plan office and the equipment in the laboratory, because it is still uncertain. The water source regenerated from the mandarin tree, whether it can be detected, different substances compared to regular water. To be reassured, I made 2 samples on the same day. Sample 1 is regular mineral water. Sample 2. It is a portion of water regenerated from the cornea. Then I gave these 2 samples to Hu Vy to let him conduct a detailed quality test. 19,999. Right inside the laboratory of Trung Hai University. There are related tools that can do that. Min Quan, the test you asked me to do. The substances in sample 1 and sample 2 are the same. No difference. Well, isn't sample 1 richer in substances than sample 2? Hu V shook his head. Wrong sample. Repeating the test multiple times. The results are the same every time. Min Quan, even though I know. No translation needed, as it appears to be in another language. This test definitely means something to you. No translation needed, as it appears to be in another language. But will this be of any help to us when we open the company? It helps a lot, to say the least. I am just sourcing water for future products. I need to know about the different toner brands and essences. Exhibition hall, cooling spray and similar things. 95 or even over 99 is water. So my reason is valid. Listen to me. Hu Vy didn't ask anymore. I will soon return to sleep on the 5-star mattress. I returned to Fujia Hotel alone. I was born to be an emperor. It's great to have a magic basin that knows how to make money. I have to build an empire. Every step taken now. It was truly a complete experience. After having a meal together, enjoy a 5-star sleep, and can still have another meal. I spent 60 million to let this arrogant guy call me dad, but he waved his hand and walked away, right after I drove back to the hotel while cursing. Teacher, it's all over. Min Quan, what are you trying to fight me for? A country bumpkin. Did I dream of entering the world of the elite? When I became conscious, at Zhanghai People's Hospital No. 1, the person sitting next to the bed surprised me. And yet, you are still alive. Alright, your fate is truly amazing. So it's Wang Zhang. The colleagues conducting the on-site investigation reported. A normal person would find it hard to survive such a car accident. I spoke up. It feels very difficult to speak up. Has anyone been arrested yet? How did you know it was a hit and run? If it weren't for a hit and run, you wouldn't be here. The surgery is complete. The pain in many parts of my body makes me particularly aware of this issue. I proactively spoke up without waiting for Vong Tran to ask. I can't remember the specific details. Looking into the rearview mirror, it looked like a black car. High speed. When it nearly passed by me, he struck in a different direction. I was pushed off the railing. It was a hit and run. However, the suspect has not been apprehended yet. I have informed your lawyer. He is paying for your surgery. After saying that, Vong Tran glanced at the foot of the bed. Your leg is broken in several places. But don't worry. I spoke softly. It was so successful that even the doctor said your body is amazing. Then just wait for the bones to heal. Don't worry, you will be yourself again. How long will it take? Half a year to a year. But don't think too much about it. This could be a good thing. You are still young. A year is always worth waiting for. Furthermore, 1 year later, those people will no longer pay attention to you. I'm a bit angry. Is this something you should be saying? I know how you feel right now. You still say that. At this point in time, should we go catch that person? Min Quan, you need to know. With your current temperament, even if you recover after a year, it will also bring disaster. So what? I have to avoid them. I am a victim. Or are they the victims? Both fell into silence. I just asked how long it has been. Your car has an automatic alarm function that assesses damage within 2 days. Colleagues in the technical department located you using GPS. They found you. After arriving at the hospital, you were unconscious. The surgery lasted a total of 7 hours. Now you are just waking up. Just as he finished speaking, someone walked in. It was Trin Quang. Why don't you talk to lawyer Trin? But I advise you to rest more. Contact me again if necessary. Colleagues in the traffic department will do their best. The words that follow don't need to be said. Vong Tran could only keep quiet. He then quickly left the hospital room. Min Quan, you are awake now? The doctor said this time is due to multiple dislocations, and the fractures in some places exceed 8 millimeters. The healing time and difficulty are high. Needs time to recover. Show me the accident scene photos. Trin Quang is a sensitive person. The doctor said you shouldn't be too emotional right now. Show me. It's hard for Trin Quang to stop me now. From inside the bag, a copy of the accident investigation report was found. The luxury Bentley car has lost its shape. I consider. It's hard to believe that I'm still alive here. This is simply a miracle. I put the photo down. Looking at Trin Quang. Have you thought about changing jobs? Sir, I have my professional ethics. Although we haven't signed the employment contract. But since you hired me, if I don't suggest resigning, only you can fire me. I'm also here to help you cook. The things you can't do right now. Alright, now you can sign the employment contract. Today I will sign a contract worth 20 million a year with you. I will transfer it to your card right away. Older brother Quan, there's no need to worry like that. I will not resign. I believe you won't fire me either. Now you need to rest more. Why sleep? After death, one can sleep a long sleep. Older brother Quan can really say such things at that age. At the beginning of my 20s. Extremely wealthy. Spend whatever you want. As per my emphasis, I, Trin Quang, have written a contract using my notebook, and explaining each term in detail in front of me. After confirming that there are no issues, I will sign directly. Press your fingerprint. Then transfer 20 million into Trin Quang's account. Mr. Quan, starting from now, it must be Li Thu-tan who did it. Can I ask what your future plans are? You can do this for a lifetime. I understand what you want to say. You don't need to worry about money. As long as you have a flexible mind, you can get this job. At least this year. Who else could have this ability? I will officially work for you. But now, my body will have to stay in bed for a year. Then suddenly I had a bold idea. Because the water is regenerated from the Chinese parasol tree, makes my skin flawless. Even the scars on my body from childhood haven't healed. That means, these water sources can rejuvenate the body. It might not have healed the wound yet. Thinking about this, I can't wait a moment longer. Let Trin Quang handle the discharge procedures directly. After returning to Fujia Hotel, I took out 2 house purchase contracts from the filing cabinet. Leave that for Trin Quang. The land use rights certificate has not been issued yet. This is the house sale contract. You can use this first. The restaurant, apartment, at the department store, and precious metals are arranged. At the same time, I need to be present in person. Get back in touch with me. I will try to get in touch. In addition, boss, I will contact some orthopedic specialists. Choose a time to consult with him again. Alright, you go ahead. I happen to know an old traditional Chinese medicine doctor. Then I will do these things first. Wait until Trin Quang leaves. I quickly lock the door. Take out the magic basin and bring it to the bathroom. After adding a little water, spring eyes began to appear in the basin. A stream of rebirth appeared. I did not hesitate. Pour all the water into the bathtub. It wasn't long before a bathtub was filled with water. After struggling to take off my clothes and put on the cast, and tried to get into the bathtub. Good boy. It was I who pulled you out of the abyss. I can't let you fall into that again. Whether you can succeed or not depends on you. After saying that, I didn't hesitate. Close your eyes and jump into the bathtub. I don't know if this water has any effect. At this moment, Luang Tu Tuyen has also been arrested. Naturally, the one most affected is Li Group. After Li Quang learned this news, horrified, as the chairman of Li Group, he knows very well, what does Luang Tu Tuyen going to prison mean? Currently, Li Group is bidding on several plots of land in the city. It has reached a hot stage. But this time, the competitor is very strong. Your competitor is Bai Group. They have also come up with a very good plan. Li Quang knows very well. After Luang Quan was defeated, the plan proposed by Li Group, it cannot be optimized. At the same time, he hired an associate to investigate. Who reported this? He also holds some cards. If someone wants to harass him, he is also not afraid to die together. Nav. This. Boss, are you okay? Okay, are you? The old Chinese doctor said it would take another week for the bones to heal. But the wounds on my body have improved after taking the medicine. Trin Quang is about to cry. 5 fractures larger than 8 millimeters. Heal within a week. Where does this old Chinese doctor come from? But other related industries. Open a hospital. Ha ha ha. Do you have any friends in your circle that can help me get some news out? Let's just say that the downfall of Luang Tu Tuyen was due to my report. Trin Quang was stunned for a moment. Older brother Quan, if this news gets out, storms will also arise. In the business community of Trunghai City, offending many real estate tycoons. It may also involve giants from other industries. The first to suffer will be Li Group. Although Li's latest real estate developments in the past 2 years. Boss, why don't you stop producing skincare products? This will be very disadvantageous for our development. Put it gently. Li Group will do its best to apply pressure on us, even if it costs money. Are you sure that Li Group can still exist until that time? I have a magic basin. Not only can everything be copied, the copied water can also heal. When I returned to the hotel, I was attempted murder. Luckily, Vong Tran saved me. The assassin attacked and then ran away. I decided to use holy water to heal the wounds. After learning that Luang Tu Tuyen was arrested, the market is chaotic. I request Trin Quang to announce the news. I am accusing Luang Tu Tuyen. Suddenly, he looked at me in shock. Boss, have you thought this through? Alright, if you don't do this. You thought that the Li Group would not be able to find out. It was you who provided that information. Trin Quang was shocked and broke out in a cold sweat. He didn't expect that I was protecting him. At this moment, the hotel manager informed me that Duong Dai Dong